Okay, welcome in everybody. Welcome to the Ebony Star Network. And right now we present to you Ladies Night. So we do have an open panel, but ladies take precedence. So we're just gonna let the guys know that we are here. We want to hear from you. Yes, we allow guys to hop up on the panel, but tonight is Ladies Night. So women take precedence. Okay, so with I also have my co-host Dame Frankie here with me, and today we're going to talk about how women want marriage, but what do men want? And we think this is a great topic to start off with before we start showing some videos to react to, because we always see in the spaces how women have been groomed from since they were young to become, you can say, submissive, to take care of a household, wash dishes, mop, clean, take care of kids, manage finances, learn how to manage a house. And we often see that men, more times than not, they're not raised with that kind of responsibility to take on a household. And not only that, I would say some of their male counterparts influence them to talk to multiple women, and they give them a pat on the back or a high five, when he get with this girl or get with that girl. And not only that, we also see that there's a lot of dating coaches out here who also tell men how to manipulate women in order to get sex, to get things from her, to essentially use the woman to his will, but not essentially pour into the woman. And more times than not, women, we want love, we want marriage, we want companionship, we want to build and grow with someone. But more times than not, a lot of men are groomed not to do so. So that's why we think this is a great conversation, right? Because women we do want marriage, but we want to draw the conclusion of what do men want? And we want to ponder on this question because we really want to know. So if you are a male, um, give us like 10 minutes and we will open the floors. But we want to hear from you. We want to hear your side of the fence. What is it exactly that you want? And how are you displaying that? I mean, are you in these spaces when they talk about men catching flights, going overseas to get women? Are you in these spaces where these dating coaches talk about how you should do very so little to show a woman that you care about her, but she must offer everything else up to you? So yeah, we want to hear from you. Um, with that being said, Dane. Do you have anything to add?
Let's see. Yeah. As well, one thing I want to add. Okay, guys. Um, we really want y'all to get to your point in about 5 minutes. For those who like to linger and go over the explanation. But as for the topic, VMT wanted to ask when the last time a woman was groomed. She's
Oh my
groomed
God,
all her
that
life.
yeah. What kind of
To,
question is that? Women are
yeah,
told to wash dishes, cook, clean, all from a little age. I was like 12 and I was running a household. I mean, I was cooking, I was maintaining a household, watching kids. So what is it that you're saying? Like, come
yeah.
on. Come with
Shucks,
it.
shucks. I was 3 years old, and I was babysitting. Mm, That's a little joke on that, but yeah. So I was grown from young to learn how to take care of kids, learn how to clean, learn how to cook. Even though I won't admit that I can cook. Let's see. Discipline kids, take care of kids. Oh my goodness. Okay, as for a husband, yeah. Although though it was mostly coming from the men in my family, watch out for this man because of this. Make sure you get a man that has a job. Make sure you got a man that works and all kinds of, make sure you got a man that's in business. Let me see. And I think you even said yourself you're grooming your girls. So excuse you, we're always being groomed. But are you talking about like the men are being groomed not to want marriage? Let me see. I think from the time they're aware of the opposite sex. Mm. But as in compared to not to marry, groom not to marry, that comes from experience and time and running into the same thing over and over and over again. So you guys out in the dating world, you could be y'all being a butthole or grooming women to not want to be married, not even want to bother dating, not have anything to do with y'all. But hey, that's me. All right. We kind of wandered off the topic here. Let's pull that back.
Okay, so I want to highlight Jeff Davis, right? You know, this is if you want to get blocks, you can just keep testing the waters, right, with your comments. So he said, that's right. Y'all got to be trained. You know what? At least we can be groomed from early. You should worry about grooming your cousins, your brothers, and other men in your environment, you know? And don't worry about us. I don't know what that comment was for, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you cooking by age 12 too. Yeah, my mom went on strike. Told me a couple of weeks before the summer, I'm buying the groceries. I'm cooking one meal a week. And she made it big enough to last most of the week, but she mainly wanted me to be cooking for myself. And as I cook for myself, I cook for her, me and her, and then gradually I moved to holiday meals and stuff like that. But I'm pulling back. Mm-hmm. All right.
And then Koja Mike says, there's a fallacy that women want usury, but I want a reciprocal relationship, mutual beneficial to both parties. I like seeing my spouse happy and doing nice things, but I also like to receive. Yes, women want reciprocal relationships. We're not on this. I don't think any woman is on a ride to die Trump nowadays. That that ship has sailed and it has driven and it has sunk. No, no woman is on that. Okay, so should we open up the lines? Let people hop on.
Yeah, we had one. I don't know if he's still out there. Travis, who's itching to get on.
Okay. So
Yeah.
if you guys want to hop on, you can click the link. But like we said, please do not go on a long diatribe. You don't want to hear your whole life story, what happened to you today, and how you feel messed up and you need therapy. No. We want you to cut to the chase, get your point across, and we can have an effective dialogue between one another. So, yes, please click the link.
Yeah, it's pinned to the top, everyone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, back to our discussion, right? So, women do want marriage. So, I remember when I traveled to see, let's just say, my ex family members. You can say that. It was it was their grandmother, right? And poor lady, like she was taking care of her sons, and she's like, I think she was approaching 60, right? And she couldn't even walk straight, walk normally. She was walking with like you can say she was like pulling one leg, right? She was walking like with a kind of like a hip thing, and and then she had to get surgery in her back, and she had all these things that's going on with her, and her family still expected her to pick up her son from his job and drop him off, and also drop him to work. So she had to get up early to do that. And I just felt so bad for the lady. And it was like, and then she was dating this guy, right? And of course, they wasn't, he wasn't in a marriage mind frame. I think he was just using her, and he used to, like, come around and be around the family, because I think really low key most men want families too, but they probably don't want to admit it, but he used to come around her because she had a couple of kids, and her kids had other kids, so it was like a family unit, because they depended on her and vice versa. But the poor lady, like, I felt like nobody was like really trying to help her. Only person who was trying to help her was her kids. And even though she had a man in her life, I felt like she was taking care of him too. So, and now we have our generation of women, we're seeing this. And do you think we want to go through that? I don't think any woman wants to go through that. No woman wants to take care of a man. No woman wants to have the life force sucked out of her, you know, and nobody's pouring back into her. Nobody wants that. So that's why we ask, like, we do want marriage, but we want the men to show that, that they're serious. That's what they want, like, actions. But then when we go on the internet and we see what you're doing in real life, it's hard for us to, trust you. Hey, Koja.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How's your night?
I'm good. I just want to pop on right quick. I hear a lot of people telling women what we want. I don't think anybody asks us, and it varies from woman to woman. I'm not sure what men want, but for some reason, I think they hear that we want to take, 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 take. My husband's cousin is in the hospital. He's in his early 50s. He started with an amputation of a toe. Now it's either above or below the knee. He's intubated. And all of this transpired from the toe to the above the knee in like a month. His baby mama called us to let us know how it had progressed and where he was in the hospital. We just went to see him the other day. He's never been married. And there are benefits to having a wife. Wives keep you healthy. Wives nag and make you go to the doctor because, men won't get there without us. And I don't think they see that. Someone has told them that we don't want to work. We want to be taken care of and do this. And everybody wants provision. It varies from woman to woman. I myself never envisioned a time of not working. Would I've liked to be able to have kids stay at home for a while and do that? Yes. But I don't think these men ask women, and it depends from woman to woman what they want. But I don't really see any girls being brought up with not having a skill set or a profession. Now, they may choose to give it up, but if the average marrying age is above 25, that means a woman has to support herself until then, or even after that, 35. So there's a lot of men talking about this, and that, and I don't even think these men have experience with women or even to venture out. They just listen to a lot of rhetoric, and they don't literally talk to men. They ask other men what women want instead of asking women, and not even women in their real lives, but they're asking these men online and being told. And men act like they're the prize to be caught and captured, and a woman got to chase them. And I just think it's a lot of misinformation. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it all started. Maybe it's just me, because I feel like it all got started when we asked men what they wanted, in some
I
cases.
think it happened. To be honest, I've really been looking back to this, and I really don't know a time when. I think when this started was when that Times article came out, and it says, "Ding, ding, 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 man, you're the prize." When it says Black women were not married at over age 40 and stuff, and I think that was a reset, and the men started thinking, "Hey, they want this elusive thing." I mean, most women in my family have been married at least once, if not more. 48, so it may be a different time or whatever. So that must mean that some of those men they had to be married. Well, my cousin not married to a woman, but she had two men she was married to. But so people were getting married. They might have been getting divorced, but people were getting married. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what's happened today. And even if the people weren't married, they were still in long term relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what happened.
Maybe it's social media is what happened because like they see like all these girls that's on the screen, and they don't value the person that's in front of them because they always think they could get somebody else or somebody better. What do you think about that?
I think they I think they have bought it hook, line, and sinker. And I think they don't have to bring nothing to the table. And I don't know what the stats are showing, but when you look at the incomes and stuff, they're not bringing a whole lot to the table. But even within that, if you're making 50 and I'm making 50, we're a six-figure family to start off with. And generally, as you get older and stuff, you all begin to have more goals, do more things, begin to save more if you're on the same page, begin to work towards things like family and house and stuff. Whereas when you're single, you don't do that. You get the next pair of J's, the next PlayStation. So you don't really begin to think about things that grow your money. We buy a lot of things when we're younger that really don't have no growth potential, cars, shoes, and stuff that'll be on the trash pile or in the Goodwill in a couple of years. And when you become a family and you're thinking, you have goals you work towards, and that begins to build your wealth and stuff. But somebody told the man that they're the only ones bringing something to the table. And I hate to use that term, but they act like women do not participate in the building of this. And even if it's the management of the money, because generally one person will take the forefront in it, the person who's better equipped.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's the woman. And traditionally, they want to say in the past it's been the man. But back in the days before we had, like when my grandparents and stuff were here, it wasn't no ATM to go and pay stuff out. They had to literally walk and pay the rent. And sometimes you had to walk to the place to pay the light bill and the stuff. Because many of those older people didn't have checkings account. And this before, I'm 48, so y'all may not know this time.
Mm-hmm.
But or they worked so late and stuff till they could not get off in time to do it. And it was literally the woman who was doing it. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And most men used to say, my first husband, he cashed his check and buy a chicken box and put the rest of the money and everything in my hand. So, but
Mm-hmm.
we didn't have a whole lot of money, but I always made sure we had a bank account and this is where it's went. And he didn't even really check behind me or anything. That was just something that I did.
Yeah.
So I don't know what these men who told them what, and then they think, oh, when we get a divorce, she take everything. I was like, y'all talk about things y'all don't know about because number one, divorce don't work like that. If you get a divorce like you're 30 and you haven't amassed really nothing but debt, you got the car, she got the car, she got the car payment. You got your car, you got the car payment.
Mm-hmm.
You bought a house, it's you still owe just as much on that house as when you bought it, unless there was a upswing in the market. So a lot of these people talk about a lot of things they actually have no idea about. And short-term marriage versus long-term marriage, there is no alimony if y'all making the same.
Shoots. They're
And
confusing
then
something else back in the old days. There's
and
no
then it's even
alimony anymore.
and the thing is, it's like short-term alimony, long-term. You may get something if you were like a housewife that didn't go anywhere and didn't have anything, but a moderate term marriage is under 17 years. A long-term marriage is over 17 years. Most of the people break up. To be honest, it's financial, and it's during the time when you're raising the kids, and the kids are still either kids or teenagers. So they confuse child support with alimony, which are not the same. The child support is literally for the child, but that's not alimony. But they mishmash a lot of stuff together. And then they present this. And then when you go to breaking down their stories and the things they go to saying, they know it don't even make sense what they're saying. But they still want to present that narrative. And so, but I just jumped up here to say that a little bit. You know, I don't know what other women want. And however a woman or a couple decide to set up their marriage should be up to them. If they want to work it, if the woman want to work and that works for them, okay. But I think a lot of time we opine on people relationship when we should let the people that's in the relationship figure it out for themselves. And if we could offer some advice, offer it. But everything is specific to them. If people keep their nose out of other people's relationships, it will probably work better.
I agree. What about I don't know if you heard our live from Thursday, but we was talking about how men have this thing where they think, right, as in now in a current circumstance that they have all this wealth that they accumulated, but they're just projecting because they're assuming that they're gonna receive that in the future, and they're scared to get married or do anything because they're projecting wealth that they have now that they're gonna make in the future.
What they say, potential mean you ain't doing nothing now. So, a bird in the hand beats two in the bush. You can go on bank on that potential and whatever, but that don't mean you're gonna get it. And one thing I know, if you set that goal and you have two people actually working, see, they only think that they did it. But if you've been married 20 years or 15 years, even if that woman is not working, women give up time to stay at home to keep kids because we know now childcare is the equivalent of college. You know, what is it, $200 per week per child? So you're
Now it's
literally
more.
talking, and that's just old prices. My daughter is 10, so I haven't paid in a while. So you're literally saying two children is $400 a week. $400 every 2 weeks. That is the equivalent of somebody's paycheck. And so if a woman stays home and say, I'll keep the kids, she's still contributing to the household by not doing that. And when she's doing that, they're not thinking about that's time if she got a regular job that's in the retirement system or a pension, that's time that she's not paying into that. That's time that she's not paying into Social Security and those things. So let's say you stay home for 5 years till the kids get in kindergarten. And now in them 5 years, you decide to divorce. She hasn't had 5 years worth of raises to raise her income. She hasn't even had 5 years of experience. So now she has to literally retrain herself for something to go back into the workforce. But they don't see the value in that where there is literally what 400 times four is what 1,600 a month in a year. That's 16,000. You're talking about $20,000 right there that she's literally contributed toward the children that they don't see no value in. And they're like, well, I earned the money, but I stayed home to provide this. And so now you're going to tell me I was a non-contributing factor. And now
Mm.
that you're tired, that you want to go and discredit this, yes, you've been getting 5 years worth of raises. You've been getting 5 years of experience working. And now you think I should walk away destitute,
Nah, yeah. I
even
feel
though
like I feel like the laws are good the way they are. Some of them could use some tweaking, but yeah, like you said.
but they don't even, they say two different things out of their mouth. They say they want you to stay home and keep kids, but within that, that means if we break up, you're going to be bound to give me some type of supplemental alimony if we don't stay married long to help me get back into the workforce. So they can't have it both ways, saying they want a traditional wife and then say, I'm tired of you now after 5 years, get out and get on your feet. Well, that's going to take incremental progress.
I don't
And
Mhm.
know
so
who
it can't be both ways, but they want all of the pluses and none of the minuses.
I don't know
Mhm.
who it was, but I think it was Chris Rock, right? He was married and he got divorced, and the wife, you know what the wife did? The wife gave him all the kids, and she walked away. Yeah, and he was on
I
it. He was
said, leave
showing.
the kids with him and run.
Yeah, she gave him all the kids, the three kids, and he was distraught. And he was talking about how you shouldn't go out there and cheat. And now he's talking about now he has to take care of his kids, and he don't know how he's gonna do that. And now he's complaining about the dating market and how these women. As soon as you sleep with them, they're not even trying to stay with you an extra hour. They already dressed and they're heading out the door.
They ain't trying to stay there and keep him with his children. They not trying to fix his children breakfast. Them ain't they not her kids. Get up and fix your own children breakfast. Just like if a man had came to a woman's house that night, he'd be trying to scoot out the door. He wouldn't be trying to see her children in the morning and hoping he ain't got to buy them no cornflakes.
Yeah,
So
but
they don't like reciprocity. They don't like when they get out what they give. See, they always want to run a credit and they want the woman to have the debit on their account. And they always want to be on top. And when it don't benefit them, like at one point, me and my children's father, he had my son, and the son got in trouble in school. He like, well, I got to go to school. And then the next day something happened again. He like, I can't be getting off work going to. I said, well, what do you think happened? That's what happened. That means some days, yeah, you got to go to work and you got to figure out how you're going to get to work and go to the school and deal with that. And they don't be prepared for that. They're like, well, I'm going to lose my job. Well, that's what happens. You have to do that. And they don't take those things into account.
yeah, it's not so fun when the rabbit has the gun. Yeah, I swear he was complaining and he was advising people who are married and who have kids to stay together. And if you want to go cheat or look at another woman, it's all a fantasy. You know, you should stay where you're at. And yeah, he was on there crying basically, like he got a dose of his own medicine.
And it's a lot of things I don't think people take into account. Um, Going grocery shopping. Do you know how aggravating it is to go to grocery shopping with 3 kids?
Yes. Even a toddler. Toddlers run fast. I don't know where they get this mega speed from.
And so, because they've had somebody to do that for them so long, and then I don't play that game with my kids about drop them off there, because just like you say, that old lady who was still there taking care of everybody else, some of these men will throw them kids off on a grandparent or auntie or something that's
Yeah.
old, and them children will be keeping themselves. So I don't really play that game with that, because women literally get erased from their kids' lives when they do that. They don't get
Mhm.
visitation. It's a whole different ball game. And I say, until you've been in that lane, I wouldn't put that out there for women to do. It's different for women. I will advise y'all to go to any of those Facebook groups or Mothers Without Custody and see how they got deleted from that, and do a little bit of research to what really happens,
Mhm.
because it's more, and I know it sounds funny when we say that, but it's really a long history. And I'm going to have to jump down and everything, but I just wanted to share that a little bit. I'm going to listen to you all from the clouds,
Okay.
and I might pop back in later.
Okay,
All right
that's
then.
All right.
Thanks, Doja.
You're welcome.
All right.
okay. So I wanted to hop on this comment. So we got Super Mike here and talking about we got to figure out how to lower the desire for divorce. We should turn around and ask the men that question. How can you guys lower the desire for divorce?
Don't cheat. Appreciate your wife. Help with the kids.
Be loving, be romantic, actually care about the person because it is a human being that you're married to. You're not married to a concubine or someone that you can tell orders to. This is not slavery. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. And just do simple gestures like, get some flowers, get some nice chocolates, take her out on a fancy dinner, tell her how beautiful she is. It is not that hard. Like, if you just care about the person that you're with and you do those things, right, because you love the person, I don't think you guys will be married for a long time. It's the little things that count. And once you stop doing that, then it becomes a divide.
Okay. All right. Okay, I see you, Super Mike. Just grab the link and come on and say what you think the women should do to lower the desire for divorce. He said we, as in women and men.
Yeah, but who? What he says? How long have you been married? Who's he talking to?
Sir, either he's asking you or he's talking to Kosher.
I don't know. I guess he wants to. Like, what are you trying to say? I'm saying this because I seen people who get
Or
divorced, and
maybe
I'm
I'm making an assumption. Maybe he could be talking to Super Mike or one of the other guys in the chat. Mm.
okay.
Oh well, Joe, tell us in a little bit who he's talking to.
Okay. Well, the link is you guys could just hop on the panel. Oh, here we go. There
Oh,
goes
here
Joe.
he comes. Hey, Joe Dub.
Hey, how you doing there, Frankie? No, I was talking to the young lady that was speaking
Who,
about the
me?
things that you said that you wanted. Yes, in terms of what you wanted in a marriage. Well, I mean, how long have you been married?
How long have I been married? I've only been married once.
Only been married with him? I'm sorry.
I've been married once, and I was like in my early 20s.
Oh, so you're not. Oh, you're not married now, current. Huh?
No.
No, no. But the thing we we have cheapened. I say we as a collective, men, women, have cheapened marriage and made it what it is now. That's something that's people are not committed to it. People have to basically understand that okay, there's good times and bad times, ups and downs. The things like you guys were just mentioning, those are things that yes, you have to continue doing that when you're in a relationship with someone. See, we talk about, that's the things that most of those things that people do it when they're dating, and then what happens is they get married, and then it all falls off. Then it just goes straight to hell. Nobody wants to be bothered with it anymore, and we keep living these mundane kind of lifestyles. And that's what's happening with a lot of these marriages. You know, it's a thing of, maybe something you can't jump off the first time something bad happens. You have to go in and understanding that there's good and bad that comes with this situation. You know, children, they bring a different dynamic to a relationship. And if you do end up in a divorce or a separation, understand that, okay, yes, child support and other things like that still have to be paid. You made this child with her. This is not a baby mama. This is somebody you made a commitment to marry till death do us part, all that good stuff. But things do fall apart. Things do happen. And it's not always about cheating. Money actually is the biggest reason why most people end up in divorces, not infidelity. So we have to be mindful of those things too. And sometimes people just grow apart. The woman I met 20 years ago might be different than the woman I'm talking to now. And I could sit there and say that I was married to my first wife 20 years. Okay. And, things, you're in this love situation and, you're building and growing together. Um, house, the car, and all the good stuff. And the kid comes along later on. And you wake up one day, oh, snap. This is not, for various reasons, it's something that, you grow apart. Life is like that.
You say you go. I don't. But can you explain that to me? Because I don't understand how people could grow apart.
Oh, you believe me? You can start off loving someone
Uh huh.
in a situation, and the thing about it is as you get in your own little world of some things, and that person is in their world of some things. It can grow apart. It can, love might not live there anymore. Love is not this infinite thing that basically it's not to infinity in life. And so it's a case of people do all about you see it a lot of times with people. Okay, person's married 30 years. They're an older couple. They seem happy or whatever else. they go their separate way. There was no infidelity in the relationship. There was no physical issues in terms of them slapping them around or anything like that. Nothing crazy like that. No financial issues, none at all. But people do have that tendency for relationships to fall apart.
Okay, because I'm thinking that if you're in a relationship and you guys are in it together, and
Mm-hmm.
you guys are going on dates, and you guys are talking about things that you want to do, I feel like I find it very hard to grow apart if you guys are always interacting.
Oh yeah, we interacted all the time. I mean, the thing about it is, I can sit there and say, there were probably things that I did, maybe that she didn't particularly care for, and things that she did I didn't particularly care for, whatever. But
Mm.
20 years, basically, you wake up sometimes, like I said, one day, and it's like, oh snap. Now, mind you, when we had that situation happen, a lot of different things were coming together at one time that we were dealing with. Um, in the case of her, she found out she had metastatic breast cancer. Um, her mother, actually at the same time, her mother found out she was stage 4 colon cancer, and pretty much was on her way out. And we have a 2-year-old. He's speech delayed. So now was concerned about that. She's an educator, so she's like, okay, we gotta work on this now. Let's grab a hold of it early in the game, so that if there are any issues, we can address them and deal with them. So it's a case of all of that going on at one time, the stress of all of it, the craziness of all of it, and people, like I said, sometimes some things can fall apart. I mean, so it's a case of, will it happen to everybody? No. I mean, I've seen marriages 50, 60 years. So, I mean, that's it. The person dies before anything else happens, or they don't, or they married and they married somebody when they were young, and the person passed away, and they just never got married again. That happens a lot too. But
Yeah, I Oh, I just want to say one thing. Sorry, I understand what you're saying, but my thing is like, why would you stay for like 20 years, right? I don't
Mhm.
know. If you didn't see like this is not what you wanted or wasn't going the
Well,
way.
you didn't go into it like that. You didn't go into it like that at all. You know, as you learn and grow, that person is learning and growing. Yes, you're building and growing together. And like I said, a lot of different things occur in your life. And sometimes all those traumas put together take a psychological toll on you. It's easy to sit there and say, I mean, you think about how many marriages do you know of in this day and age, or people that might be your age or whatever, um, that are married 20 years.
I don't know. That's
That's what I'm
hard.
saying. I mean, it's going to be a hard one to find. Okay, now we can do an RBR kind of Google search type of thing, like you like, or, um,
Okay,
you
hold
know,
on a second, Joe. Joe,
you said noise.
sticking to the 5-minute timer.
Oh,
we're
oh, okay.
trying
I
to
think it was a
we're
5
trying
minute
to
time.
keep it down, and we also got another guest, Super Mike.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, Super Mike.
What's going on? No,
Uh,
what I was saying is, no, men want marriage too, but I think that just like Joe was saying, he's doing a real good job too, in my opinion. Is like he was just, we just a lot of us need to deal with the realities of marriage instead of kind of like what we see on TV. Like, young marriage is different than, middle-aged marriage. If, people are growing, they're changing, they're accomplishing their goals and stuff. They had little dreams when they was young and stuff. And, to me, it's like when people don't know what to expect, and certain stuff is normal, but if you didn't expect this, you didn't know this was going to be like this, then you might panic and you might decide to just go ahead and do your own thing. You might decide like, oh, I didn't want to sacrifice, this dream that I had. I think that because sometimes people set up in their mind, oh, I'm being forced to choose between my dream versus this man and these couple kids. And, you create this false, sometimes it's false idea that you're never going to be able to pursue your dream or something. And so what happens is some people decide like, or, and the men can do that too. Like, when I was single, I used to be able to do this. And now I got to answer to this woman and these kids. You see, because when you're married, you have to sacrifice your single mind, your single self before the empire that you're building. And if you don't expect that, then what happens is you get in there and it's going good for a few years and stuff. But then it's like, dang, you know what I'm saying? How long am I have to do this? And people don't have that stand power. Then they start doing their own little thing, their little secret stuff. They don't want to tell their spouse. Now you're living a secret little life. You start off small. It might not be cheating or nothing, but you're probably doing something else. You make these little outside friends your spouse don't know nothing about. And you create this whole nother track of life. And this person don't know nothing about it. So that's how you grow apart. You're actually doing two different things.
I
They might
think
have a little friend somewhere else.
that's somebody who's being selfish.
That's what
Inside.
divorce is. Yeah, that's what usually that is the seed of divorce is selfishness. Usually. I ain't gonna say all the time, but like the seed of it is selfishness. It's like you said, yeah, there is sometimes a person. I mean, why would you marry somebody that's like literally abusing you from the jump? Like people ain't starting off like that. They're starting off nice and cool and happy and all this kind of stuff. But then, they get with each other and then something changes. They didn't expect this, they didn't expect that. Now you change and you change and you change and. Well, this is just the part that you didn't know about the person. You see what I'm saying? So
So
yeah.
what you're saying is it's good to date somebody for a prolonged period, so they show their true
Uh,
colors.
I don't know because you have to learn how to test people because people act differently under pressure. They don't even know how they're going to act sometimes. Just like the brother Joseph was talking about, here's a trial, this person has cancer or this person, maybe when y'all got together, there's no kids, you know what I'm saying? Y'all just dating and stuff and playing around, you didn't care. You probably staying with your mama or whatever. There's no pressure. And now all of a sudden you got to deal with this person to take care of business now. They got to fill out this form or they got to do this training or they got to, and now it's like, dude, I didn't want to do this when I was in the house with my mama. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's just like, you have to study marriage. That marriage ain't something that you can just willy nilly and just relationship too.
I don't know.
That's you
To
have to be
me,
taught. You have to be
yeah,
taught that stuff.
but yeah, for me, what you're saying, it sounds like somebody who's selfish, who don't want
Well, yeah,
to talk to their partner and explain to their partner how they feel or what they want to do. You just go on the side and you just do what you want. That's not even helpful because I don't think that's helpful on both people because if you want to go do your own little thing on the side, you expect the other person to, stay loyal, do all these things for you. What if that other person want to go do something on the other side too? You know what I mean?
exactly.
And
That's how
that's
it
when the
works.
other person becomes resentful.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think it's just a miscommunication.
Mm-hmm. That's it right there. That's how it gets set up. And sometimes to them, like what they're starting off doing is not like a big deal. They might, it might not be nothing like they're actually cheating or doing something to try to hurt you. It's just like, oh, I want this private little, I don't know, I want to have this little guilty pleasure myself. I like to go to the casino. I don't
Okay.
want to take my honey. I don't want, yeah, something.
Okay, so are you saying the to lower the desire for divorce is communication? Y'all need to be honestly communicating with each other.
Well, yeah, definitely. That's to me, that's what I would say. But she said it too, like the selfishness, all that stuff. It's like you gotta kind of. To me, I feel like I have been married 17 years, and I've seen this firsthand. Like when you first get married, even you can do all this stuff that I'm about to say, and this you still susceptible to this stuff because what happens is different points in your life you're changing. Everybody's got their own little journey and stuff. So the thing is, it's like you got to study how people are. You got to kind of look at them a little bit. You just got to know what to expect. You can't get surprised like you said, like something happens, you just be like, oh, I didn't know that was gonna happen. You acting funny, and then now because you was surprised. Oh, now you done changed, and you don't now you got to the point you don't even want to solve a problem. That's when you dead pretty much. As far as when I say dead, I'm talking about you're pretty much done with the relationship. Like when
But
the
all right, but all
Yeah.
right. If you're in a relationship, all right. I know most women could tell when something is not is going down the hill, right? And I think men could tell too because if you're not as close as you used to be, you guys aren't doing the same things as you used to do, or you guys aren't having conversations. It's not fun anymore. I think that's when you can make a change and talk about how you guys can make it better before it turns into, like you said, it's the end.
true,
Yeah.
but you gotta expect, you gotta know that's what's happening. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say communication is key in the whole thing here. I mean, selfishness doesn't have a role in a real marriage.
Mhm.
Selfishness, you won't make it. But you'll be married, one of those people that are married and divorced faster than you can say, oh, snap. And the only person that's going to benefit from that is the lawyer that you're going to go to that's going to take all your money. So you can't be selfish in the situation. There are times where I want to do, oh, man, I would love to go do this or go see that or be here. But I know I have a commitment to my wife and my children and this and that. That's more important than any other thing. So you can't live your life being selfish and then call yourself being married. And I think a lot of people who are younger, I mean, have gotten more like they want to have their life the way it was before, but just the other person is in their life now, but they don't think about
Oh,
okay, changing.
wait. Hold on a second, Joe. Before BMT can come up, I need somebody to jump down.
Or I'll
Yeah.
go
Is
back down.
anybody?
I'll go back down. Yeah, I'll go back down.
Oh, you want to go back down?
No, no,
Okay.
no, no. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down because
No,
BMT,
Mike, you doing
BMT
a good
always.
job. You doing a good job,
No,
Mike.
no.
I'm at
Oh,
I'm at I'm at the club. I'm in the streets where the women are. I'm arguing with these women in the streets right now, trying to get them back to the house. You handle this. This is your job.
Okay.
All right.
You can
See you
send me
later,
down.
BMT. All right, go ahead, Joe. I'm sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, bro. It's your house, your rules. So, but the thing of it is, yeah, that's where, like I said, selfishness, like Brother Mike just said, and all that stuff. It doesn't play a role in any of that. You have to understand your life is going to change once you say I do. It's not the same as being in a relationship with somebody, and it doesn't make a difference how many years or how many months or whatever it is that you're with this person. If you would sit there and wait for them to change to the person they really are, guess what? You'll be waiting a mighty long time, and that's why you got people. Oh, we've been going out together 6, 7, 8, 10 years. You ain't figured it out in the first 90 days, so you know what this person is like. Then you might not want to be with that person.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just to deal with that. And then stop. I would tell a lot of brothers stop listening to a lot of the bad counsel they're getting with people here on YouTube. You're talking to people that have never been married. They're talking to cats that are jilted. They're angry. They're talking to people that got issues with women or whatever else. They're not going to be the best source for how you think you should do or live or be, because you got people out here crying about child support and ain't paying the child support the first.
Talk about it.
I'm talking about, well, it's like me telling you, I know about weaves and wigs, and I ain't wearing a weave and a wig and don't know nothing about it, don't care about it. but won't tell you how you should do it. You know, so it's crazy. And I think that's where a lot of this bad counsel is coming from. Brothers, well, yeah, you shouldn't do this and that, and these women are this and this and this and man, yeah, okay, well, how long? That's why. How long have you been married? Well, I never have been. I'm like, okay, well, you not the one I would want to talk to, you know. But no, go ahead before my little 5 minutes. I know was up again. Dave Frankie.
I had an old man tell me. To me, it was good for me. To me, I felt like I had to go through my period of like studying like good relationships that I felt that was good, and like relationships that I felt like maybe was bad, and just kind of people in my zone of life that I kind of knew, and it kind of gave me an idea. And I had like an old man tell me that, but actually commitment is more important than love, because you can't love something, because love can change, and it changes because people changes, feelings changes. But it's like when you're dealing with marriage, you gotta realize that your decisions, even though y'all just think y'all just little, this is my little girlfriend or this is my little dude that I like. These are people's great grandmama and somebody's grandmama or somebody's granddad. These decisions that y'all making is gonna affect your family lineage and your family empire for the next 100, 200 years. People gonna be researching y'all. And like some people don't think of it like that. Like when you're dealing with marriage, you're dealing with like a little empire. Like look at I take like what Catherine and Joe Jackson. I mean, look at all the stuff they went through. People saying Joe was mean, he was evil. Oh no, I can't let no man do me like that. He ain't gonna talk to my kids like that. Okay, yeah, she just listened to it all. But guess what they got? And you're talking about money. Oh, look at all them kids they had. They figured it out. You see the small little house they had over there in Indiana? Do you understand how small that house was with all them kids in it? Talking about money. Look at how much money kids get jobs. Kids can actually get jobs. So when people talk about money, I just laugh like, dude, kids make money, especially if you train them right. They're gonna bring that back home and to grow the family. And if you don't think that they should, then that's the problem, because people believe like the family should not support the family. That's a selfish mentality. You know what I'm saying? People think like, oh, the kid's supposed to just go off and go on their own. No, that family member is going to always be a part of the family member, even if it's not money. It's their expertise. They're always going to be uncle somebody, auntie this, send the kids over to auntie this's house, or they're always going to be a part of that family. They're going to be a resource for that family, and they should know that as they grow up. That's why when people talk about, oh, kids cost so much money and this money, dude, stay in marriage. When you two people married, if you stay married, you really find out how easy it is to keep money. You just kind of automatically keep money. You just kind of do it. If you got to, especially if you communicating and stuff, it is not hard to keep money when you marry. It just, to me, when I was not married, I was broke. I was way broker. Like, dude, I was broke. And then when I decided to get married, it's just like she didn't have no money either. She was staying with her sister. But when we decided to get married, oh, gotta get a house. We got the house, got money, both incomes coming in, kids start coming, made even more money. It just came, it stayed, you know what I'm saying? And that's why when people talk about money, it just trips me out. You're not, even if you're not having money, you're gonna find out what to do. It's just like you're a decision maker. If y'all trying to do right, and nothing perfect, but if y'all trying to do right and y'all staying honest with each other, it's easier to deal with whatever problems that happen. So that's the thing. That's the reason why marriage, like when people just go through divorces, that really messes up a lot of our money as far as Black community.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because like I said, at the end, the only person gonna get rich off of that divorce is gonna be that white lawyer that you go to. But no, it's work. Because like I said, I'm in the shoot,
Hmm.
I'm in the 11th year of my second marriage, and you learn from mistakes that you made in the first. Because hey, I made mistakes, she made mistakes, things that there's no daggone guidebook on how you supposed to do this, this, and this. There's no marriage guidebook about, well, yeah, you got to do this, and if this happens, you got to do that. I wish there was in a way, but there isn't. But you learn from those valuable mistakes, and you make sure that you don't do them again. you know. And like I said, total shoot 30. Yeah, I just had my 11th, 31 years altogether last about 2 weeks ago. So it's
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you, man. So it goes by fast, but you live and learn. And then people,
Exactly.
just another real quick one. Another thing is what you hear. I hear a lot of dudes talk about on here is stepfathers. Um, Being a stepfather is a beautiful thing. I don't know about for other people. I've
Oh,
heard
wait,
people
wait,
say,
wait, 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 wait. Wait. That's a different topic. That's
yeah,
a different topic we're going on. But the answer to the part of the question, what do men want? Women want marriage. What do men want?
but men, what do they want is basically the same thing as women want, probably. I would think.
So
Hmm.
you say men want marriage, men want
I mean,
relationship, men
yeah,
want love,
Super
want some
Mike said
other
the
woman.
same. Yeah, he just said the same thing earlier. He's like, men want marriage too. They want the same things. They may act like, we don't want this and we don't want that, but you know, we do. Men want to be basically loved and nurtured and all that other good stuff. Like you should be loving and nurturing your wife, and and understanding and being able to dialogue with each other. Um, those are kind of things that because a lot of times, communication is what kills a lot of marriages too. You know, but that's what I mean. Those are some of the things I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, there's others, of course, but I'll leave it to my two other esteemed brothers here that are they could probably answer that question better than me. But that's what I look for in a marriage, in a relationship. You want to be able to build and grow. It's not like me doing one thing, she doing something else. And then when you have a blended family situation, that's why I was bringing up the issue, the thing with Step, because that's a blended family, which can put a toll on a marriage too. That plays a role in it too.
Mm-hmm.
If you remarry into that kind of situation, so there's a lot to think about. A lot of things to think about in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But I see my man BMT is back up here. I'll step on down so BMT can do his thing and give his pearls of wisdom. And thanks, Dame Frankie, for having me up for a minute.
Oh,
And
wow.
Super Mike, BMT, and Creative Solution. Is that Charlene? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering. I was saying that name before someplace. I'm like,
No, that isn't me.
oh, okay. That's your alter ego. I got you. But we keep the secret between us, okay? But ladies, thank you, and brothers, go ahead and carry on, and we will talk again soon. All right, y'all. All right,
Always.
peace.
What's going on, everyone?
Peace.
What's going on?
What's up? What's up?
Yes, I'm out here. I'm out here at the lobby. I'm in the streets. I know, Charlene, you can harass me and judge me, man, at the club. But I also see women here being loose Jezebels, so I have to stop them and preach the gospel and save them.
Okay, before you get into the loose Jezebel woman, does it have anything to pertain to the topic?
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay, all
Now,
right.
here's the thing about it, and I'm gonna say this: you can't serve two masters. You can't, and that's a problem a lot of people have. They want a home life, but they still want to hold on to the street life, and that's gonna always be self-conflicting. Because then, if you're talking about building, you can only feed one wolf, and that's a problem that you have where a lot of dudes they still want to run out there in the streets, but they'll tell their woman to we both can't run the streets, or B, you need to stay home while I still be out there in the streets. And then you have the other side when you have it where some women, they want a man, but they still love the fast lane. Does that make any sense? So you have a conflicting interest because you still want to be in that same type of energy. When I was ready to shift out of that energy and actually start slowing down, but when it's called settling, you're starting to go from that. It's like a wavelength. You know, like wavelengths, they start to match and sync. And I believe in that. So you're actually starting to match wavelengths and starting to actually try to stabilize. And I understood Mike when he was talking about when you're on a come up. You know what I'm saying? And I was there too. I know what it's like I had a trailer, bathroom busted, AC didn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Me and my homeboys, we were good. 4 dudes sharing one goddamn place. We were good. We were
Yep.
kings. We were kings. Pizza, ramen noodles. You know, one of us, sometimes we get a girl who has a goddamn, who bring us some food and stuff over. Man, other than that, we had chicken, rice, and goddamn peas and corn and all the easy food to make. We were living like kings, but we were like minimalists. You know what I'm saying? Versus, if we wanted to shack up with a woman here or there, or leave for a day or two, we got with shorties that had little spots, but they were chaotic and erratic, so we were in and out. But then when we started saying, you know what, this ain't for me. We want to actually build, and it takes two to want to build. It can't just be one. That's a problem. Like if it ain't matching, it ain't gonna work. It can't be one person want the ring, but the other one don't want the ring. One person want a baby, but the other person don't want a baby, and that's a problem. So you got it where some people still want one person. Like, and I've been there. Listen, I've been there where we making love. I'm gonna give you a baby girl. Okay, wait, but does she want a baby? Same thing. When you gonna make a woman out of me? Wait, I gotta make you a woman? Wait, hold on now. What's going on? What are you saying? I thought you liked it the way it was. You gotta have these conversations to find out where y'all truly want to be at, or what y'all trying to, what I'm saying, have the realistic conversation. But when you do, things are going to change. Some people evolve, some people ain't ready for that. And that's a holistic thing. So I don't know. Like when they say women want to get married, some women want the dream. Then I got to be realistic. A lot of women don't care for the dream, but they're like, I got it good as is. Why I need to change it? You know what I'm saying? I got my boyfriend or baby daddy, and I got my kid. I'm good. Why do I need the ring? You know what I'm saying? Versus some people, I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been claimed on I haven't claimed taxes with my people in like 15 years. We don't claim the same taxes. We doing just fine. But that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I feel that too. Because people don't understand. Like all of us are always changing. Like that's something people need to understand. Like everybody is on like a little trajectory. You're somebody told me, you know, we are always becoming like the most dominant thought in our mind. So whatever you think about the most, that's where you're going. That's where your life is going. If you thinking about, negative stuff the most, that's where your life is going at that moment. And then something might happen, you might start thinking about something else. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's like you just have to expect that. You got to expect the change. You can't be trying to keep people, well, you used to, what I'm saying, hit it like this when we was 20. Well, damn, we 40 something now. Like, okay, yeah, we could go have some kind of fun, but it's gonna be a different kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta think about this. We gotta think about legacy. There's other stuff that pops up, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. Like, I think also too, like, I think we really got to get off of this gender war stuff. I know sometimes it's fun and everything. It's easy to jump into, but I think that gender, looking at everything gender, it kind of clouds, because to me it's people. Like some of the same negative and positive spirits that can inhabit a man is the same kind of energy that can inhabit a woman, right? You know what I'm saying? It could be the dude that's doing nice or whatever, trying to be nice, and he's looked at as stupid. You know, so you can't like paint certain things with blanket brush. Now, yeah, men have certain little tendencies that we can kind of pinpoint on men, and of course, women they susceptible to certain little stuff too. So it's just like we just kind of. But my main thing is like we just got to look at people like evenly matched type people. What people match with your personality, with your life trajectory the most. That's what you got to know what to look for. Like how you gonna find what you want if you don't know what you want. Like if you don't know what you want, how you gonna get what you want? You don't even know what you want. Like you got to even have the thought before you go to the refrigerator and get something. Like what are you going to the store for? You just go to the store. If you don't have a thought of what you want to get, you're just gonna wander around the store until you see something that look good and you're just gonna get it. You see, that's
But
kind of how we do the dating thing. Hmm.
see, you know the thing about it, Mike, and this is the thing that's been going on for a while now. Why a lot of women they bring up, and it's a fair question why they say, well, women want to get married, but the men don't. But if I've been living with you, shacking with you, sleeping with you, making kids with you, do X, Y, and Z with you for umpteen years, but then after year 9 or 8 or 6 or whatever, I've been doing everything with you. Now you say when you gonna marry me? Hold up, bro. We've been doing this for 7, 8 years. Now you want to get married? Like, no. You accepted the terms of the agreement. We in this now. You can't now. It's like
The
no.
terms of the agreement.
You accepted. Yeah, you accepted the terms of the agreement. Now you want to. Well, you ain't married me yet. Why? We've been doing it for this long. We done got a whole car, a whole house, an apartment, all that stuff. You can't now also start throwing marriage at me now. Like, no, I rebuke that. No, and I know, and I like.
Hey, I want to ask. I
Okay.
want to ask this. Let me ask y'all seriously, especially I want the ladies to tell me this too. Let's say you've been dating. Okay, anybody, but y'all been dating. Let's say you so-called dating, but I mean, you living with this dude. Y'all ain't got no paperwork, but you living with the guy. You got 2 kids. It's like, okay, do you feel some women feel this pressure to like get this ceremony and get this paper? Let's say marriage. Okay, so what does that mean? What does marriage mean to you?
Hmm. Okay, an interesting question. Okay, I think for some of us, and that's um, it's protection. It's a commitment. It's a let's see, marriage commitment. Let me see, protection, commitment, legitimate.
Huh? What'd you say?
Huh?
What'd you say?
Uh, let's see, legitimate. Ooh, okay.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
like a married woman is not really legitimate. Okay, so that's interesting. Yeah.
Well,
I
okay.
guess they the
Okay,
same.
because of the way things are going now, I don't know if it's still going on in every state, but when y'all been together for that long, it's considered common law.
You can't use that in
But
tax.
in some people' eyes, and I'm saying some people' eyes, you don't. It's not. It don't feel married because you didn't go through the traditional route, the legal route. If someone that wanted to see it that way, the legal route, y'all didn't profess that y'all married in a ceremony with your pastors, your family and friends as witnesses. Hmm.
Dang, that's
There was
interesting. That
no there was no public saying of this is my man, this is my woman. We're committed to forever until we die.
mm,
Hmm.
no paperwork. That's deep. What do you say, Charlene?
Well, if it was just about paperwork, we'd just go to the courthouse and
Yeah,
do
that's what
that.
I'm saying.
But A lot
Mm.
of times they want the marriage ceremony because, hey, part of it is the witnessing among our family and friends that this is the person for me for the rest of my life. I'm committed. The other one seems like I just fell into it like a habit, but that's my perspective, perspective of common law and uh, ceremonial traditional marriage.
But you done already did every X, Y, and Z with the. See, that's why this
Yeah,
is
but that's why I don't approve of women and men living together till they get married.
why
Y'all stay in y'all
judging
separate
them, Dame.
places. Hmm.
Now you judging them, Dame. Now you judging them. You judging those girls out there that living with their mans. You
No,
talk,
I don't judge them.
okay,
That's just their choice. That's the way they want to do things. But
but
as I said, if they come up and ask me, I'll tell them I don't think you should do that, and this
okay.
is why. But if they don't care about my opinion. They gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna do what they do. But I have told family members I don't don't move in together. Don't live with each other unless you're planning on having kids and and marriage and stuff like that. Because you live in together, even if y'all gonna have all the birth control protection in the world, it's gonna fail because it's not meant for that kind of heavy usage. It's purposely not able to do 100% all the time. Shoot, ain't even doing 100% most of the time. And as you continually having to use it, it becomes less and less effective. Your body gets for the women, your body will get used to it, and Mother Nature is gonna overrule it eventually.
Well, I mean, like I said, I mean, hey, to each is their own. But I
Hmm.
already, like I said, this is why buy the calf when you get the milk for free. And this
Hmm.
is where you have the argument. This is where you had the argument
So you
where,
gonna get the milk for free.
oh
Hmm.
shit, I'm already
Yeah.
in.
So I don't make the milk even available. You
Yes,
want
you will.
milk?
Yes, you will. You will. If I'm paying that damn light bill and you using my Netflix, damn it, that I'm getting milk. I'm getting some damn milk. We go to Verizon and we on that family plan. Oh, that's it. We married. We married.
You said we met.
Yeah, yeah.
What about
Dude.
what if a woman is living with a man, right? And he's paying all the bills, but they're not married. What do you think about that?
We married. I'm bills mean we married. Shit, that mean we married. I
How
paid
is
them
that
bills.
marriage if you guys are going to get
I'm
married?
paying for your ass. We married.
Uh,
Nah.
I paid for
this,
my we married, girl. What you talking about?
remind me of once you have sex with me, you belong to me. We committed. Once you have sex with me, we committed. There is no pumping and dumping,
That's
a one night
that's how it used to
stand.
be.
Once we have sex, we're committed.
Nah, man.
Yeah, that's how it
If
used
you
to
live
be.
with me
That's
and
how
I'm
it used to be way back.
if you live with me and I'm
People had to run out of town.
we married. What you talking about? Don't
We're married.
No. There's
But you
no
know, people
ring,
used to
there's
have
no
to leave the
paper.
state.
There's no ring and there's no
Yeah,
paper.
people used to have to. Yeah, but people used to have to leave the state. Like if they had a kid, it's a lot of people that left had to leave like the South because they messed around with somebody's daughter or something like that, and the parents was like, they need to be married. They married now, and they had to like. I got family members that had to go like to Chicago and people. Then like way back in the day, like if you had a
Yeah.
baby, you had a kid, and you didn't want to get married, you had to leave the whole city, the whole little town, period. Otherwise, I don't know what they would be doing to them, but because it must have been something to make them leave the whole town.
Well, yeah, shotgun marriage. That means her father and the male members of her family came with shotguns, brass knuckles, bats, sticks, and he had a choice. You marry her or else. Or she's gonna be a widow, and she's gonna be a widow. It was like, wait, because yeah, she's gonna be a widow. You either marry, you're gonna either be her. She's either gonna be a wife or she's gonna be a widow. And I asked my grandfather that when he told his story about it. This is how they used to do it. I'm like, wait a minute. If she ain't married, how she's a widow? Oh, they're gonna shoot him and they're gonna claim that they got married, have the paperwork, and they're gonna be the witnesses. And she's married. She was married. I don't know what happened. A horrible accident. He went hunting on their honeymoon.
Now, but hold on, but now, Dame, now that's where the men are in a position of authority enforcing rules. Now, hold up, now I know y'all women ain't talking about going back to that kind of law and order. Now, like, let me know. Let me know. Let me go get my goddamn popcorn out for this one.
Because that's what I do with my.
No, I'm not saying going back to that.
Oh, y'all don't want that.
That's what they would do.
See, I would be. You wouldn't disrespect my kid. See, that's what fathers do. Because you disrespect my kid, you get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? You didn't come to me first. Oh, hell no. You see, that's what we be wanting to do. But, nowadays we don't have the authority to do that. But, the thing is, it's like, it's so funny that a lot of those marriages that started off like that, they still married. Like them old people, that's how they got married. A lot of them. And they lasted.
That was man's rule.
But back in those days, there was no such thing as divorce.
Yep.
And if there was, usually the men initiated by not necessarily divorce and paper. They just hopped away, disappeared to another town, and people thought they were dead. They just disappeared into another town. Like, that's another reason why some of them went out of state. They didn't want to be married, so they just left.
But see,
they went through with the shotgun, and after a while, they just left.
Now, but see, that's all good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but see, now, thank you, Jesus, and our Lord and Savior, Amy Church Baptist Muhammad. Y'all are now free. Y'all women can now, y'all can jump off the porch barefoot and run in the pastures now. Y'all have a choice. No men can force you. Y'all are free. You and Charlene can fry fish, play dominoes, drink Mad Dog 40s with us, and play bones, and go home at the end of the night.
Well, even back in those days, if the father cared about his daughter, he wasn't one who physically uphold his authority, so to say. If she didn't want to marry him, she didn't have to. She just had to put her foot down and say, "I'm not marrying him."
But you know something though. Now
But usually there's some kind of experience that make them to accept their daughter saying no. And in my grandfather's case, his sister got beat to death by her husband. So when okay, let's be honest. When my mother realized he was doing all kind of ways to squirm out of it, she wasn't gonna force no man to marry her. Said no, he don't want to marry me, I'm not marrying him.
Right. And that's the thing, because a lot of times a lot of those things was at the threat of violence though, a little bit. That's the reason, like you said, the shotgun marriage, all that kind of stuff. Now I know some people saying that's nonsense and everything, but that's just the same thing. It's like the world changed and people changed. Like that's what you did in those days, and that's how and that was the way you had to get your stuff done.
That was almost a 90. That was like almost a 90%, marriage percentile. Okay, oh, what happened?
Exactly.
If that daughter told her mama or any woman in that family that, oh, I've been touched or I had sex, and then they told wit of the men, because she's already been touched now. So guess what? You drank the milk. Now you got to buy the milk. So when they show up and them brothers or cousins or whatever showed up, hey, come on out here. Your boy, what my boy did? Oh, he done did X, Y, and Z. And so guess what? You gonna make this right, but there's a youngin on the way. There's a youngin on the way. That's another mouth.
Yep, that girl had that belly, boy. It was on.
That was it. And you gonna get dragged. You gonna get dragged, beat, shot. So and so, but in that time now, hey, that ain't nonsense. That was the law of the land at that time. Y'all can call that nonsense, but that was a protection thing. Because guess what? Some men were afraid to touch certain women because they say, "Damn, I'm not going over there touching the mic girls." Shit, hell no, them they're crazy. Those women over there will slice you, and them men over there will kill you. So you can mess with them if you want, but you gonna get fucked up. So that's a difference versus, the household don't got no protection, or the father's not holistically involved, or the mother is not transparent on what's going on. Now, the chicks are in danger. The chicks are in danger. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about 2022. No, it's not nonsense, but that's what people doing now. People doing agreed. You pay this bill, I pay this bill. You pay this car insurance, I got this. Nigga, what's good? Shit, it's wintertime, it's cold, I ain't going outside. Shit, there's a lot of COVID babies made. What y'all talking about? Childbirth went up since COVID. And then I think I did the topic. I think you was there for that, Mike. Majority of the Plan Bs and contraceptives are off the goddamn shelves. They gone.
They gone. They gone.
Have y'all go check by Walgreens, CVS, Walmart. Go try to find some contraceptives right now. Them things are dusty. Like, they ain't there like that because these women ain't taking no chances. But they're like, Now, I'm finding out. I didn't know them contraceptives do stuff to your body. They have adverse effects if you take too many of them. But listen, these radical damn things that are happening in society are going to happen. So we got to be prepared. Like, hey, we got to figure out some type of balance, or it's going to get worse.
Okay. All right. But hey, we're getting off the topic again. Okay. I think we should take a little break. I'm going to play this video. I'm going to play this video and see if we can get back into topic. Okay. So, to cover my bases, this channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, of shortly, news reporting, only for those who don't know, teaching, we're going to learn something new today. Scholarship or research is not an infringement of copyright. Okie dokie, Smokey. All right, here we go.
Decided to take her on a surprise vacay. She tried to guess where. All she knew was we would be gone 9 days. It's Punta Cana. We had a private check-in away from everyone else. We skipped the line. Swim up pool for the princess. We got right in. Took some cuffing pics. All inclusive. Got us a couple's massage. Then I wrote her name in the sand and asked her to be my girl on a chopper. No more saying, I never made it official, you all are my witnesses. Watch part 2, guys, it gets better.
All right, all right.
That is so beautiful. That's so romantic.
Yeah, being romantic. You know,
But the guys
every
getting
now and
it.
then. Yeah.
They married?
No, they're not.
Oh, they wasn't. See, so that wasn't marriage.
No,
That
no,
was
that
just
wasn't
that
marriage.
was romantic. That was
Mhm.
romantic. That was cool. That was cool. But
That was good. He asked
marriage.
her to be his girlfriend when he did all of that.
Oh, girlfriend. Okay.
Well, make it official.
Hey. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Go
this is
ahead,
cool
go
and
ahead.
stuff.
Say it, Mike. I know you.
Nah,
It's
nah.
something.
No,
No,
but
go
it's like,
say it. I don't even see marriage couples doing that. So go ahead, say it.
nah. It's good. This stuff is good. You know, we should do that. But somebody said like this, like, you know, if you get like, excuse me, if you get addicted to just that part of the marriage, you know, because you could do that single just with girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? You can do that with different people. So if you lock in with one person, if you're addicted to just going on trips and stuff and just having romance all the time, and you picture that as marriage, then this is why people get disappointed when they get in a real marriage, because you're living with this person, you're building something with this person, and it's you're gonna have that part, but it's like you don't want to get confused. You don't want to confuse yourself and actually make seem like that is the main part, and that happens all the time
I
because
think
then
you
you'll get
lost the.
disappointed.
You're losing the point of the video. The point of the video was that he showed her how much he cared about her and how important she is in his life. That he planned all of those things. He did all of that on his own. It's not even about the whole girls trip or anything like that. It's the fact that he funded it, he planned it, and he cared about her and he wanted to make her feel special.
Mm, that's cool. Like I said, that's fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good. You should do that. I'm just saying, as far as about the topic of marriage, you know, I'm just saying that is a part, and but some people could get confused if they get addicted to just that part of like what marriage is, then they can end up getting disappointed. Now, disappointment makes people angry.
Oh, okay. So you're saying, okay, that's nice and it's romantic, but that ain't marriage.
Yeah, exactly. You can do that with just, you know, you could do that with anybody almost. You know what I'm saying? You could do that with a different person every week.
No, I
Hmm.
don't think so.
But would you
You don't
really
think
go
so?
through all that trouble and time for somebody that you don't love or want to make a commitment with?
Yeah, because sometimes it's fun. Man, it's like there's a
I
lot of
don't
us
think
men.
so. Come on.
I'm telling you something. I'm trying to tell y'all something about some men. There's a lot of us men. We just enjoy to see the smile and the acceptance on a woman's face. And what happens is, as long as you can keep getting that acceptance, then you good, you with her. But you know, once she starts seeing who you really is and your bad side, and then you can't make her laugh the same way you did because she know what you really about, then that's when you move on because you got to get a new one that don't know you, and then you can start all over again. That's what people do. People do that.
I have to call bullshit because nobody's gonna plan a vacation that costs
Well, well,
thousands of dollars with just any and everybody. Oh.
mm, I don't. Shucks, I really
People
don't
do
think
that.
so.
I'm just telling you,
Not to
especially
not to that
they
degree.
like doing it.
Mhm.
Well, maybe not exactly like this person did. I ain't saying that he don't like her and love her. I'm not even saying that. I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? He might really
Mhm.
love her. He might want to marry her and stuff. So I don't know that. But I'm just telling you, I've talked to men. I know men, brothers, sisters, friends. I know them for long periods of time. I still know the same cats. I know them. I know the different women that they've been with. This stuff, I know this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you what some men do. They enjoy the fun period of the relationship. They like that, and then when they, hmm
I'm gonna get the hanger. I'm talking to the wall.
Okay.
oh, okay, yeah, yeah, but I'm just saying like that just happens, and I'm just saying with people, just need to understand that that's the fun part, which is cool, and you're definitely supposed to have that, but it's like don't get confused, like that is what the bedrock of like marriage is about. That is not necessarily what keeps you together. It's fun, and you know what I'm saying, but what keeps you together is making sure that people got room to develop their dreams and their goals, and you're developing your family, and
Mhm.
then you get chance to have those times and those fun and all that stuff, because even a man might really love you and everything, but he might not be good at planning like that dude was just there. He might love the help. He might love the heck out you, buy you diamond rings, but get you whatever you want to get and everything. But he just might be talking to you so much, he'll tell you what he about to do. He can't. Some dudes ain't good at surprising. They be
Okay,
like,
question. So, do you think the
"Mhm.
standards are very low for men when it comes to showing affection or doing things for their partners?
Yeah, probably. But the thing is, it's the woman to keep the standard for her particular man. So, like, if there's different types of men. There's men that will do that stuff, for you. But if that's not, some women just to them, some women, it's not that big of a deal as long as he shows affection. You know what I'm saying? So it's
I
up to
feel
that
like
particular
that's what
person to
all
me.
men say. Like no men, you hardly see men buy flowers, and then they complain about doing that. They make it seem like it's the worst thing in the world to buy stuff or do stuff for
Mm,
your women, like you're
Right.
simping.
Even to show affection, or
Yeah,
even just to show her affection.
no, I don't know. That's to me. And I don't make. Yeah, I'm married, juice. But I don't know. I think it's guys out there that'll do that. So maybe those type of dudes that complaining about that. That's kind of low. It should be fun to do something good to make your woman smile.
Hmm.
That is, to me, part of
Yeah.
happiness. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, but even if he just doing stuff just to make his woman smile and stuff like that, that's a good thing. That keeping
Yeah.
the relationship fresh and alive. It don't necessarily mean big trips are big displays and stuff like that. But if you
Hmm.
got to know your woman, then you know what she would like or appreciate, or what's important to her. Most of the time it's what's important to her. like
Right.
um like you can give a woman flowers every day, but if she's not really into flowers, it's not gonna really have a meaning
Yeah.
to it. She'll be nice and say, "Oh, thank you, that's nice," but that's not gonna really get her jumping your bones as much as you find the thing that's important to her, or that
Right.
she likes or into. Uh, Even though, yeah, yeah, and
Yeah. I mean,
these guys
and
are not
that's
even willing to spend the time to know, or they teaching these guys. They're not even teaching these guys that they need to take the time to get to know the woman, to find out what's what they call her love language, what she really likes. They
right.
want
To
they
me,
want
I
a
mean,
generic
I,
game plan, like buy her flowers and candy, you know, and that should be it. She should be jumping for joy. Or you brought her dinner. Oh, wait, I'm jumping the gun here.
see, anytime, like I tell my ladies that that like step sisters and nieces and stuff. I like if this guy always complaining about stuff, that's kind of not a good sign because you got to realize like the dude that's there's certain type of guy he's louder than the guy who's just making it happen because the people who's making it happen they're too busy just taking care of business. They're not complaining a lot, so you're not going to hear them. You're going to hear, "Oh man, you know what I'm saying? I ain't buying that girl no Burger King because Burger King done went up on his value meal." Like, are you serious? And then this type of guy is going to talk like something wrong with the dude for like a man loses something because he takes his girl out to Macaroni Grill or some nice restaurant and like I said, do the flowers and goes on a date, have some fun, take a trip somewhere. No, that stuff is fun. That stuff is fun. And like if the dude that to me is a bad sign. Like if this man his emotional connection is not empathetic with his woman, like basically her pain doesn't doesn't affect him or her happiness doesn't really affect him. That's not really a good sign. I wouldn't continue something like that. And you can actually tell that before you get married to somebody. You can really tell that kind of stuff because, just based on if they're listening to you, the conversations, and like you said, the little, things to do to try to win over your affection. You can tell that, but a lot of times women be ignoring that stuff.
Or maybe they just don't recognize it as the red flag that it is.
No, that's a real red flag, and you should run for the hills. I agree.
But that's another reason why they want to date young too, because a lot of these girls don't know that's a red flag.
Well, they don't have no examples. Then that's what I was saying earlier. Like a lot of times, people they don't have no examples. So, like I forgot, was that Joe? Somebody said earlier, like, oh, he's like, he made some mistakes the first time, and then he tried again. He's gonna try to avoid those mistakes. But a lot of times, if you got these little examples in your family or close around you, you can see that before you even, you know what I'm saying? You can see firsthand, but it's hard. You don't know what to really look for if you don't have those examples around, or you don't look for those examples. That's the problem I think a lot of people having because stuff gets broken up too early, and then the kids grow up and they ain't no example. Do not buy a man dating you a dinner. Okay, well.
Do not buy and dating you a dinner. Okay, that's interesting.
So, hello.
We still here. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think nothing wrong with that. It depends on the situations, but I wouldn't do that for somebody who wouldn't do it for me. People have different expectations. I don't see a problem with it. I don't see a problem with it. And but if that's your policy, stick to your policy because you want to stick to your own certain policy because you want to make sure that you're dealing with somebody who's comfortable with your policy.
Okay. All right.
And you don't want to relax your policy.
Okay. All right. We got Koja going. 70% of kids are born out of wedlock. So do you throw them out because they don't have an example?
No, you don't throw nobody out. You just teach them, just like the conversation we having right now. It's like you just had these type of conversations, and people tune in, and you just spread the information around, and people figure out what works for them, and just good information. You spread it around. That's all. And then they'll start people pick up on stuff. That's how you fix stuff. What I'm saying? Like all this, and that's another thing too that I don't believe in. I don't think people should avoid arguments. Should never argue. And when I say argue, I'm talking about like if you disagree on something, especially with your partner or whatever, it's like never get into like a heated anything. Don't matter. Unless you decide to leave the person, then it still don't matter. Don't get into a heated thing because if you get into any kind of heated conversation, arguing, then you're destroying your love because you're going to say something and it makes the person feel. It doesn't matter what you said, but feel like you don't love them because the way you said it. You know what I'm saying? So I just avoid arguing with people.
Hey,
Okay, closure.
hey,
Hey,
You got
I
some
be
more
hearing,
questions?
yeah, I be hearing a lot of double talk in these spaces because some people have said children born to parents without spouses are basically should not be considered for marriage. Since 70% of our kids are born like that, even the kids that are born, and that doesn't mean they were not born within relationships. But if that's the criteria, that means the 30% that are born within a marriage, who they gonna marry? Each other? And do you throw the
mm,
70% away as reprobate? There are some things, regardless of gender or whatever, that are basic human things that somehow gets escaped me space. Ain't nobody got to teach me whether I got a mama, a dad, a two-parent household to treat people with respect and talk to people courteously. That shouldn't, you don't have to have a father to have that example. That's just a basic thing. And I think we do a disservice when we give a pass and saying that everybody should know that or at some point. So there are some things that you can gain by, you may not have seen it, but you do know some of the basics of it. So I
Mhm.
just hear a lot of double talk in the spaces. Are these people no good? Because I've known kids who have grown up in foster care that didn't have their actual natural mothers, but that still didn't stop them from being good mothers to their children.
Mhm.
So I hear a lot of banality in some of the statements that people make about people and a lot and stuff. So I think we should be careful because I literally heard it in these spaces. Don't marry somebody she ain't come from. Well, there's 70% of the population, so you're gonna have a very hard time finding somewhere for your child, especially your daughter. If you do that, now we can say we can model good behavior and try to teach these things, but we learn what we want to learn. I say men learn how to make all them little moves on that PS5 because they have a desire to. And men that desire to be good men will learn that also. That's all I have to say.
Mhm. You're right, Kosher. We gotta be careful with that. Um, yeah, because there are plenty of men who didn't have their fathers, but they learned to be good fathers and husbands. Um, who's to say that married home is better? You're right, Mama Orion.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say this about that. Married, see, like, and I agree with Koji. You can't make blatant statements, but you know, if we're looking at statistics, if people learn how to love each other, and I'm talking about not just married, just on paperwork, but also like happily. I agree with not just staying with people just because, but it's like you should know how to be happy too. But if you
I'm a
grew up in like a happily married situation, a lot of times that's more
I have
stable.
my things this year. A lot of those homes have a lot of domestic violence, and I grew up in a single mama home, but I didn't grow up with domestic violence. I didn't. So I heard somebody say, and they were talking about that, and they were talking about their relative. They said they've got married because she was pregnant They ended up getting divorced years and years and years later, but there was a lot of domestic violence in that home. But I asked this question. She wasn't a baby mama. So which is the better thing when we make these blanket statements? Is it better that that child have not been, the child was conceived in sin? Let's get it straight. It was born out of premarital sex. But did it serve the community better for that child to grow up in a house with domestic violence, with two parents, and eventually they did separate? Or is the stigma of the scarlet letter of bastard better, worse? Which one is the worst? Because I say the home with the domestic violence. I would have rather have been single without domestic violence, because that's, to me, in my opinion, is a worse scar than that, because people can actually still choose to co-parent should they want to, regardless if they're together.
Okay.
Oh, I
It'd
mean,
be better with for the child to be with the single parent. Shoot.
yeah, because
Then
But
to
we
be
aren't
in a
having
marriage.
these discussions. We're having blanket statements in these spaces without the nuances and the specificities about how much of these homes have that in it, how much of these homes have verbal abuse in it, but they're married. How many of these homes have married single mothers? But we make blanket statements and we don't put no meat on the bones. And we are sending those messages out. It is being sent out.
mm. So, like, do you think it's worse for the verbal abuse or the single parent? There's no violent, no beating though, but it's just yeah,
My
they
bones
argue.
heal, my broken bones heal, to be honest. But words stay with us way longer, and the stuff that was said to us stay with us much longer than a hit. Those are the scars that live on our souls. Not so you might look at your scar on your arm, be like, oh yeah, I remember that happened. But those words stay with you, and that's what's in people's head.
Mm, that's interesting. Because I think that if we look at it, well, I'll tell you myself, just in my personal life. So, because like I said, I haven't done those statistics on it, but I know a few families where they argued a lot, but the two parents stayed together, uh, and the kids turned out much better than the parents, and those kids turned out better than my family because I grew up in a single parent household. But the thing is, too, if somebody's going to abuse you physically, and y'all separate, you're not going to expect no help from them. You shouldn't. I don't think they're going to be helping to raise the kids because they're probably loser type of material. So yeah,
Well,
it's
I'm gonna
like
tell you,
I think.
when I've heard the kids, this is what a friend told my best friend told her. She said, just like, I used to be so jealous of y'all because y'all had y'all dad in the home. That girl turned around and thought, I wish we didn't. He was on fucking demon time in that home. But from the outside looking in, unless you was in that house, you didn't know. And how much of inside people's home do we really know? We don't. We
No,
assume.
no, yeah.
You don't
The
know.
thing I
You
would
don't.
say, no, you don't know because they what I look at is how the kids turned out, not necessarily what they say because like you said, I look at people. They both their mom and daddy.
How
They were
did they turn
arguing,
out?
yeah, and
Give me
so
an
the
example of
kids,
how they turned
but the
out.
kids, yeah,
How did they
like
turn
I'm
out?
telling you right now, I'm about to tell you. So you have five kids in this one particular household. None of them were on drugs. None of them went to jail. All of them are professionals. Only one kind of she was probably poor a little bit. She probably a little bit but she was nothing near going to jail or any kind of thing. She's got a respectable career, in city council and stuff like that. But that's just one example, but I have several examples where you have both of the parents, they was arguing, fighting each other. Some of them was cheating on each other, but they didn't get divorced. They kept their house. They still got the same house over there. The family owns that house. They got property down in Mississippi. You know, these that's what I'm looking at too. So I
My
understand, and
mom raised
they hate
5
the daddy.
girls
They
in
hate
a
the
single
daddy. I'm
home.
tell you the
N-
negative.
All of
I'm
them
tell you
work.
the negative
All
side.
of them work. All of them work. We're not criminals. We don't have felonies. And the same thing.
Yeah, I'm
Homeowners.
just saying that on average, I'm just telling you that the negative side is they're mad at their daddy. They don't like the daddy, because they felt like he was over whatever something. A couple of them don't like their daddy. I'll say it that way. But they turn out pretty good, and that's just one, but it's several like that. Most of the times, the family ends up with more substance, and they at least have an example what not to do. But if you look at people who most of the times when they split, it's a lot of it's less money going to the next generation. It's less substance going to the next generation, and that's the only thing I'm looking at too. And then, like I said, they a lot of times they repeat some of because a lot of times they repeat some of the cycles.
I'm going to
That's all.
say this here. I just came across somebody's Facebook page and they had an article posted. I mean, YouTube page, and they had an article posted. 74-year-old widow being wheeled out to curb, evicted from her apartment. My 74-year-old mother is not in a wheelchair. Her home is paid for. Her car is paid for. She can reach back and put her hand on a pretty good amount of money. She gets a good pension. She gets a good Social Security. No husband. So we have to put more meat on the bones than these blanket statements that I think do a disservice. And I got to jump off of here.
Mm. Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Well, look, the reason why we shouldn't sweep everything into one category is I know just as many people that grew up in single parents' home that turn out perfectly fine, have great lives, have great families, great careers. Um, and I know just as many people who grew up in in a home with both the parents, and none of them are doing good. You know, they all have their issues in one form or another. Hmm. They trying to stay afloat. Hmm. Yeah, I've seen girls who grew up in two parents home become single mothers. They're the ones that they want a family so bad they willing to become voluntarily single mothers. I thought they were crazy, but I've seen them. In the meantime, I've seen the girls who grew up um, in single parent homes who got married and created a family. And yeah, so we cannot just paint everybody in one brush, one monolith. Um,
No, and
our
that,
families in that fact too. Hmm.
yeah, you can't do that because you're right. You're gonna find examples on both ends.
Hmm.
So look at Les Brown. I think he was single. Les Brown, y'all know him?
The name sounds familiar.
Uh, yeah. Anyway, he is a foster child. Anyway, he grew up and became wealthy, started big business and did all kind of stuff. But single parent. But the thing is, the only thing I'm saying is this common sense, history. You can go back in different countries, thousands of years. If you can figure out how to make a marriage work, you're gonna have more advantage. That's just it's just straightforward. It's a good skill. And
Hmm.
like it's that's not some if you actually grow up thinking like, okay, so when you
Okay,
talk about needs, no, like
but even
a
even
man don't need.
wait, even if we go in these different countries, we're going to see them same
Yeah,
things going on. We're gonna also see where the children in those married households have issues, or there was more under stuff going on under the marriage, or they these people who are in a marriage but they separate. They have separate lives, separate bedrooms. They or they married in name only. Yeah, you have all
right.
these in all these other countries too. You also
Yeah,
you're going to have single parents in those countries. hmm
that's right. Yeah,
So we
yeah,
can't
so
go
we're not
back
saying
to
that marriage is perfect.
yeah, or that or that single parenthood is a single mother um is horrible. Yeah, yeah.
It's
As
just
I
like
said.
this. It's
Mhm.
just like this. If I'm gonna go into business, it's gonna be easier most of the times if I have a partner on the same track with me. It's just, I
Mhm.
mean, it's that's all I'm saying, and that's all I'm trying to say. It's nothing else. And see, and that's why, like, I agree when we say don't make a blanket statement, but it's almost not like when we say don't make a blanket statement, we're kind of saying like we don't need each other. We're kind of using that to say that this process is unnecessary
Mhm.
when, like, just in reality, and not before there's welfare existed, during
Mhm.
welfare, during war, during peace, during island,
Yeah,
wherever you go on the planet,
but we
it's
need
it's
each other.
it's it,
Yeah, we do need
yeah,
each other, but we need each other to be on the same
yeah,
page, communicate with each other, having
hmm
uh similar goals and uh and and less negativity. Try to make a positive of out of things.
yeah, exactly. That's all I'm saying. I agree with that 100%. But sometimes when people
There's
say,
that
"Oh,
but.
the process," no, this is just like when people say, "Oh, well, this process is too hard because these particular people they they're not with it." Okay, so let's abandon the whole process. Well, you're not making life easier. It's like you're going to struggle on both sides of this coin. It's like, okay, what struggle is going to give you a bigger potential on average? Now, never stay somewhere where you're being abused or you feel like you're going nowhere or you're not in love. So I would never say, yeah, you if there's no love there, there's no reason for you to be there. Okay, if there's abuse there, there's no reason for you to be there. So what I would say to talk about is how to avoid those situations because we do know that there are marriages where there is not that stuff is going on. There's people that's happy. Where they at? How can we study from them? That's all I'm saying. What I mean, I don't think it's good because, like I said, sometimes the people who've been hurt, they have the loudest voice. Or when I say hurt, I'm talking about they they talking about negative to women, or maybe the women talk about all negative to men or whatever. They're gonna be talking louder most of the time.
Okay. All right.
I was gonna say something about so yeah, just because you're in a two parent household doesn't mean that you'll be any better than somebody who came from a single parent household. Um, Perfect example. Look at that guy who runs that channel. What's his name? Mr. Palmer. He runs that channel, the child support, whatever he does over there. It's like look at that channel. And he came
I don't
from
know.
a two parent household.
Okay.
Mhm.
You guys don't know
Well,
him?
that's I don't know that. I don't like I
All
said.
right.
It's like I don't even look. Yeah.
He made that song Pump
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
Dump. He made that song Pump
Oh,
and
really?
Dump. Yeah.
I never heard of it.
We're not gonna play it here. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Well, but the thing is, to the YouTube, I think maybe the algorithm, it probably steers certain stuff to certain people. Because like I never heard of that. I heard of the term pump and dump, and I've heard that from listening to various channels of these YouTube channels.
I thought
But
she was
it's
here
like
one
I
time
didn't know
when.
some.
I thought she was here one time when Max did the pump and dump video, so he can talk about how this is a detriment to the community and how it's teaching this horrible thing to young boys, which is creating single baby mamas.
No, the only time I talked to Max is when we was talking about Kevin Samuels. Yeah, that's the only time I talked to Max.
Oh yeah, I remember when you came up here. And
Yeah.
And you were
Yeah, that was the only
defending Kevin Samuels, I believe so.
No, I didn't. I only say I don't.
I'm messing with you.
Not to get off this. Yeah. Not to get off the topic, but yeah, I say what I truly believe, and it is what it is, and that's what I stand on. If I differ, if somebody changes my mind, then I will apologize. But yeah, the thing is though, just with the marriage thing, I just feel like people just need to know, like, you could focus on the happy side of it. There are people out there, for years, decades, but they're not loud. They're not on YouTube. You have to actually go look for them because they're just handling their business.
Okay. All right. Charlene, I want you to brace yourself since he ain't seen this Mr. Palmer video. We're gonna show it real quick.
Oh no.
So you can see parts of it.
Man, I told your ass child support. Child support. Man, I ain't trying to hit nothing that you need. I told you, child support. I pay child support every month. That's what you wanted. That's what you got. Child support. Hey, man, if it's that bad, man, I told you, Walmart is always high. I ain't trying to hit all that shit, man. I'm ready to fuck up with that. Hey, yo, man, what you doing over there? Hey, you know me, man, just, sitting on the couch. Well, now I'm on the bench, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you ain't saying nothing for the word. I gotta go, bitch. Oh, shit. Hey, man. Shit, you know what I do for a living. I know, man, but we're gonna pump and dump today. Damn right. Goddamn, let's fuck this shit. Pump and dumping these bitches. Yeah. Mr. Pump. They've been waiting on this one. Yeah. Go dummy, let's get it. Pump and dumping these bitches. Yep. Pump and dumping these hoes. Pump and dumping these bitches. You know how the shit goes. Pump and dumping these bitches. Yep. Pump and dumping these hoes. Pump and dumping these bitches. You know how the shit goes. Pump and dumping these bitches. Yep. Pump and dumping these hoes. Pump and dumping these bitches. You know how the shit goes. Pump and dumping these bitches. Yep. Pump and dumping these hoes. Pump and dumping these bitches. You know how the shit goes. Yo. Hit the bitch once, don't call her back. Hit the bitch once, now falling back. She going to my phone, I tell her I ain't home. I ain't trying to tell her that the hair was whack. Bitch get mad, I fuck around, get smacked. I ain't really trying to go through all that. Say you want the truth, but I know that's cat, bitch. I'm an OG, don't fall for the trap. Talk me back and get dropped. Raise the voice, the bitch block. Think you the only baddie out here that shooting shots, bitch stop. I ain't like these simp niggas that open doors and wanna hold your hand. I'ma be the side dude inside you, see back to your man. Hoes say that I'm toxic. Nah, bitch, these niggas lost it. Lame niggas gassing up your head. I don't like pics, you get dick instead. Got hair while smoking on the end, though. Then put the bitch in the friend zone. So many hoes can't worry about one. So I pumping dumb hoes, yeah, one of done hoes, yeah. Pumping.
All right, so is that was the type of man that women want or something? Is this what we trying to
No, no,
change these
no.
guys?
It's going
Okay,
back to what
so
I was
yeah,
saying earlier. These guys are putting this stuff out there and they're grooming these young guys with that attitude, which is also creating baby mamas because these dudes don't seem to know how to wrap it up or take precautions to prevent them from having a kid.
And one of them came from a two-parent household.
yeah. I mean, so it's like the point is, I'm just saying that this type of person they already made their decision. That's the type, they're in the video with two men. I mean, it's pathetic actually. It's like I don't. How many views did that thing have?
Oh shoots! I just flipped out of that. Quite a
Okay,
bit.
but
Okay, let me
well,
go back and take a look at it. Hold on.
yeah, but I mean, you always have these negative people. They're not new. So it's like, yeah, you always had abuse. You always had that kind of stuff. My thing is people, you have to learn, but you always had happy people too. So that's all I'm saying is like, do you want to learn how to like change your algorithm? So you're getting, you're moving in the circles of people who did what you did earlier. You see the one man, he, took his woman out. He enjoys her enjoyment. You see, this type of man that you just played, that type of guy, he enjoys punishing women for some reason. So that's a red flag. You can look at that behavior to see, okay, if I see this type of language, if I see this type of, commentary, though laying on a bench, so he gonna be laying there probably when he 80 years old, homeless somewhere. I don't know. But the point is, it's like that type of guy is not a respected member of a community.
And
Like that
guess
type of
what?
guy is somebody that you run.
He's
Yeah.
married too. He's married.
Well, if that's what this person wants to put out there, see, this is what I'm saying. Like it's about good versus bad. It's not about blanket statements where it's like, oh, all of this is right. Yeah, of course you're gonna find some negative. Like if those two guys was on here talking, oh, they're gonna find something negative to put up and to boost their point. What I'm saying is, it's like we got to learn to recognize what we want. Okay, what do we expect to occur? That's what we got to go for. And that's why I was saying earlier, if you don't know what you want, if you don't know the picture that you're trying to paint, then how you going to get it? You're just going to go out there and you can't look at that type of dude as some example. Otherwise, you know, if that's what I guess if that's what people expect, that's what they're gonna get. I mean, pump and dump. That's like that's like yeah, I don't have really no respect for that kind of thinking. Like somebody like me I would never even be around people like that. So that's what I'm saying. Like different people hang in different circles. And it's like you said, like if you're dealing with somebody who's dreaming of like building his legacy, building a family, you know what I'm saying, having a actual happy marriage, okay, having an actual happy home, okay, you gotta like look at and think and learn how to recognize the profile of that guy because once that guy get what he want, he's done. You're never gonna see that guy again because he's married now. So, but you're going to always see the pump and dump guys because he's going to pump and dump, and now he's available again. Pump and dump, he's available again. Pump and dump, he's available again. So that guy's always swimming around, ready to abuse you. You see what I'm saying? But this guy that's like not into that, you're not going to see him. But except when he's single, and that's probably like early, probably maybe early, and then every now and then, like you said, maybe a death in the marriage or something happens. but rarely you're gonna see that in the upper ages. You're gonna see this. This is what I'm saying. Like those two dudes, they looked a little bit older too. They looked like they was probably like 30 or something, 30
Okay.
something.
Well, yeah, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that was a toxic guys. So that's all I would have to say on that. Like,
Okay.
it's gonna.
All right.
Mhm.
Everybody. Oh, thanks for your thoughts and coming up to answer what men want.
All right.
Let's take a little
All right. I'm gonna
break.
get on out.
You know. You
I'm
know.
gonna go down though. I'm going down though. But yeah, this is a good conversation. Like I said, guys, I want to hear what y'all ladies talk about. And I know sometimes, y'all ladies just have to have y'all lady conversation. So I'm gonna get on
Yeah.
down.
Don't
All
take
right,
it to
y'all.
heart
Peace.
sometimes.
Uh-huh. All right, let's take a little bit of break. Let's get libration. Take a restroom break. Um, I'm gonna play a little song, and we all go get whatever it is we need to take care of. Get refill our drinks, get a little snack, something. So play the song, and we'll be right back.
Okay, we're back. So we're still talking about the same subject, but we're gonna go into what video chronicles.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Here we go.
Thank you guys so much for watching another episode. Don't forget.
Mm-hmm. Was that too rough to take?
I mean, that situation is crazy both ways because the woman is scared, and also for the man because this is something new. First child, first pregnancy. He doesn't know what to expect. I don't know. That's really hard and complicated. But I like how in the second scenario, everybody was able to voice their concerns and their opinions, and everybody spoke from a safe place where they wasn't being judged, but they were being heard. Vice the first scenario, that the first scenario seemed like both people had some traumas,
Mm-hmm.
that they were dealing with, and I feel like they projected into their relationship, right? Stuff that happened to them while they were younger, or anything that happened to them, they projected it because he didn't have to act like that. Like something happened or something he saw or something he seen or heard that made him react that way, you know? Because not every man is going to react that way. He probably heard something bad or seen something, you know? But yeah, that was my take. What about you?
Huh. Well, as I said, he's going. He sounded like he was going to drag her into the clinic and strap her down so they can get rid of the baby for her. And the fact that she wanted to keep it, so he went from we can't afford it because we're barely hanging on here. How we gonna feed the baby? To I'm gonna leave you. I was gonna leave you anyhow and stuff like that. We were drifting apart. Blah blah blah. So he was running away one way or the other. Hmm. He wasn't ready to be a father. Um, he wasn't willing to use protection. He wasn't willing to help her pay for her protection. Telling her to take the pill and that she could have got it from a family member. Birth control pill don't work that way. Sometimes they gotta be tweaked to your body.
I remember when they first came out with the day after pill. I believe I was 18, and I don't know when they first came out with it, but I was 18, and I was in the military, right? I was probably 19 at the time, and one of my friends, she was Hispanic, and she was messing with this guy, and he kept coming inside of her, and she was scared that she would get pregnant. So So me and this other girl, we would have to go and buy the morning after pill for her. And when I was going out there to go buy it, this guy was looking at me like, "What is wrong? Are you into that? You got a morning after pill?" He's looking at me weird. But it wasn't for me; it was for her, you know. And when you go get the morning after pill, they take your state ID number and they write it down. And I was like, "What? You need my ID to buy that?" Yeah, back in the day, you couldn't just pick it up and buy it at the store. Like you had to go to the pharmacy and you had to ask for it, and they asked you for your state ID, and they wrote down those numbers.
And let me guess, she was too embarrassed to go get it herself.
Yeah, fucking bitch. All right.
Had a roommate like that who's always borrowing or taking my condom. The clinic gives you they had a goodie bag for a date night. They call it date night bag. One for the women, one for the guys. And every time I was going to clinic, she had me, "Could you pick up one for me?" Then she would go through hers and start going through mine. So it's like, why don't you just go get some yourself? One time I hadn't been for a while and I ain't gotten any. I said, "Well, you know where to go? Go get the clinic." I'm be too embarrassed. You don't have to say anything. When a nurse come outside and say, "I was just here to get it to go back," I was too embarrassed. You ain't the first one that said that. But yeah, they always too embarrassed. But I didn't know that part because where I was at when it came out, they'd give it to you. You just have to go into the school's clinic. Although I thought they was experimenting on us personally.
No, but yeah. Ever since then, I was like, I got scared. I was like, maybe I don't want to take that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we had to go get her the pill twice. Anyway, fast forward. Today she has 2 kids and she's married.
Mm-hmm. To the same guy.
No, to a whole different person. So I
Mm-hmm.
would say, yeah, when you fucking don't let people come inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
Moral of the story.
Yeah.
And the guy should know that too. You supposed to pull out before you even come,
I
even if
heard horror stories about guys who would tear off the tip because they like the way it feels without. I was like, "You kidding me, right?"
so what's the purpose of having a condom on?
Oh, it's to appease the girl, because the woman put her foot down. We ain't doing it if you don't have no condom. Then you put it on, and when she's not looking, or he's supposedly notching himself to go in, he tears off the tip because it feels so good without.
I had one
I
guy,
like, because I had one of
no,
my cousins tell me that, so I bopped him upside the head. I said, "Cuckoo, Fulu, are you crazy?" He said, "I didn't say I did it." I said, "The only way you could know is if you done it, and how you know if it feels so good. You've been wearing a condom, right?" Yeah.
that
I
that's
know,
what
I
I
know,
kind of
I know
think.
guys who was afraid not to go without a condom because they heard that it feels so good. He was afraid he wouldn't use one. The that sex is that addicting and powerful. So,
Yeah, I was gonna say I had one experience where the guy just pulled the whole thing off.
huh? You did what?
Yeah, and I didn't even know, and I was just like, what? And why the fuck did you do that? And like when I asked him, he was just like, "Come on, that was mad old. That already happened. Who gives a fuck? Like, no fucking. Oh my god, what is wrong with people? And
Shoot.
that's why you shouldn't feel bad when they get on child support. I don't feel bad. Fuck
No,
them.
I do not. Especially when they say stupid stuff like, "She should have made me put a condom on." I'm like, what?
You should have known not to come in her.
Yeah. Or even worse ones that be like, it's all on her. She should be on birth control. Not every woman can be on birth control. Some of that's a death sentence.
Birth control can mess with you. Like every birth control has a side effect. Even the IUD. This girl was telling me how she was having like lots of pain and she didn't know what was wrong with her in her midsection. And they went and they took a look and they found that the IUD was broke
Oh
inside of
my
her.
goodness. Oh no.
And
Now I've
then they
heard stories where the IUD disappeared completely, or they got pregnant with it and nobody knows where the IUD went. They kept wondering if something
scary.
would happen to the baby.
Oh my god, that is so scary. So
Mhm.
I was thinking about because I did have an IUD. I had it in for like like 3 or 4 years. It was okay, but sometimes you'll get these cramping that comes out of nowhere, and you'll get pain, and you'll get spotting too. But like, I'm scared to get on any birth control. I'm being honest. I don't think I want to because my body is already regulating regularly. Everything is flowing good. I don't want to mess anything up, and I feel like, especially, I mean, I'm still young, but at my age, right? In like 5 or 6 years from now, a lot of people are getting cancer. They're getting a whole bunch of things that's happening to them, right? So I
Mhm.
don't want to take my body off its natural flow.
And then I found out later, you're not supposed to be on it after 40. You're not supposed to be on it if you're smoking. I'm like, you know how many women I know smoke on birth control pills? Um, and I know some 40-year-olds who are still on birth control. I'm like, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to, stop taking it when you get to 40, right? I don't know. I forgot why. Something. I forgot the reasons why. It
Oh,
was something.
Kojin. I was gonna say
Oh,
Kojin
okay.
says after 35 there can be an increased chance for blood clots.
Hmm.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what the IUD also. I don't
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Shucks. I was at risk for that when I was 20. Yeah.
It's not worth it. You doing all of this for what? And I don't want these men to be like, oh, you can say it's for sex, but I was for what? For a man? Nah.
Oh, she said all of them basically.
All of them. Yeah. See, I'm scared. So I just don't want to be on any birth control. I'm not on any birth control too. So just condoms for me.
Yeah. And then, okay, so you gonna do the test where you take the condom and you hold it to the light to see if you see any pinholes. In case you got one of them guys who wants to get you pregnant, so you
No,
stick
just
your
use
hands.
your own condom.
That too. You know you're not trusting when y'all checking out each other condoms. So let me see that condom. Let's use house. Okay, let me see that guy. Why are we? I don't think we should be having sex then. You don't trust me. I don't trust you. And so let's go out and get something to eat.
Mm.
Uh-huh. Speaking, okay. Speaking of which, uh, maybe I should have played that. Let's see. Speaking of going and get something to eat. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Okay. Wait. Oh, there it is. All right. Okay, here we go. I want to think y'all thought something.
All right, you guys.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asked to do.
You're really gonna make me pay?
You gonna get some ass?
No.
Well, anyways, man, here goes 2. She's not gonna give you what? No ass. That's crazy.
Man.
Wait.
Are you?
I'm gonna pay the 15. At least show a kneecap.
Fuck you.
See, that's your problem. You don't want to. That's your problem.
He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how you get home?
You're fucking taking me home. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
You want to give that to the ride?
No. You're taking me home.
I think you heat up the food.
All right, you guys. He's making me pay for my food because I won't have sex with him. That's a sad shame. Look at this man. Don't ever go out with him. Don't give him your number. Just fucking run.
Y'all hoes is hungry. All right, you guys.
Oh my God, I am so disgusted. When women see this, they're gonna be like, you can't blame women for divesting. Come on. I wish. Oh my God. She embarrassed him. She did good. He looked like a dust bucket. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even want to go out with him. He looked scary in the face. He looked like he didn't even take care of himself. And you don't even look like he's dressed proper to go on a date. I'm that.
Oh, you picked up on that.
Yes, it's like a bomb. Come on.
I was like, wait a minute. He's picking you up for a date, and he came to your door, or you went out to his car, and you saw him dressed like that, and you still went out with him? What is wrong with you? He didn't fix himself up. He didn't wear something nice. I didn't say he had to go full out, but dang it, he could have wore something besides the Looney Tune T-shirt. Could have a nice button front shirt, or at least shave and cut the hair. Dang it. And then have the nerve to ask for not pay for it because she wouldn't have sex with him on the first date.
Where these men getting this stuff from? Why don't he just go pay for a prostitute? Why waste your time and go date? If you want, it's like, come on, just go to the alley. I don't know, go down the street and go pay your $150. It's no hassle. Both people know what they cut and what they ended for, and you get yours off and you go about your day. And like, she should never went out with him. He looked like I would be embarrassed to go out with him and be seen in public with him. Because when I go out, I dress really classy and nice. And to be caught with that, with him looking like that, that's embarrassing. That's like, are you helping the needy? That's what she looked like. Are you helping the less fortunate? Let me stop because I'm about to go in.
And you know what? The price of the dinner was like 40. Okay, hers was 42, his was 15. So like about $50-$60. He would have to get a crackhead. And then he had the nerve when she said, "You gonna drive me home?" Ask for gas money. Okay, exactly. Why bother women who want relationship? Go pay.
Yeah. Why go on a dating app? You know what I told those men? I'm like, there's an app called One Night Stand. I think you should go on there. Because I just don't have time. I don't have time to entertain that. Like I thought you like me. We trying to like have good conversations and get to know each other. Like, you enjoy my feminine presence in your life. You like the fact that I dress up and I look cute.
Yeah, exactly, Mika.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
But you should see the comments. Wait a minute, you can see the comments. Okay.
Yeah, he's a dust bucket.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Dust
Oh
bucket.
yeah.
He looked like a homeless. He looked like a homeless project. He looked less fortunate. He looked like all of that in one.
Okay. I'm gonna show you some of the people response to the video.
All right, you guys.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you.
You're really gonna make me pay?
You looking for some ass?
No.
Well, anyway.
Oh, this better be a skit.
She's not gonna give you what? No ass. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait.
Are you?
Is this a skit? Wait, is this real?
At least show a kneecap.
Fuck you.
See, that's your bro. You don't want to. That's your bro.
He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how you get home?
You're fucking taking me home. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
Ain't no way this is real.
You want to give that to the ride?
No.
There's no way this is real.
You're taking me home.
I think you heat up the food.
Yo, this is real.
Right, guys,
share this video like crazy to expose this creep, yo. This is crazy.
With him. That's a sad shame. Look at this man. Don't ever go out with him. Don't give him
Wow,
no number.
no wonder women hate us, bro. Like, come on.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you.
Ladies, when a man that you do not know approaches you, what is one thing that you know he is going to want from you? We all know the answer to that question, so don't you even play with me. Sex and a relationship. Everybody knows that when you go on a date, sex is on somebody's mind, both of yours. He is thinking, I hope I get to have sex with her soon. And she is debating whether or not she's going to. Regardless, we all know that it's on the table. And women know that when they accept the date. So if that is not something that you are down for, you should probably not go on the date. Or communicate to him before the date that you are not down with having sex with him.
What
Do
the
not
fuck?
waste each other's time. But in the
Why
event
is
that you
he
decide to
even
go on the date,
commented?
you should probably be prepared to pay for your own food. Because if you have the expectation that he's going to pay for the whole
No,
date,
you gotta
just
be
know he probably had
serious.
some expectations too.
Did you really come back with?
You gotta be serious.
All right, you guys.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you.
You're really gonna make me pay?
You looking for some ass?
No.
Well, anyways, man, here go the 2. She's not gonna give you what? No ass. That's crazy.
Man.
Wait.
Are you?
I'm gonna pay the 15. At least show a kneecap.
Fuck you.
See, that's your bro. You don't want to. That's your bro.
He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how you get home?
You're fucking taking me home. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
You want to give that to the ride?
No. You're taking me home. You're really gonna make me pay?
You looking for some ass?
No.
You know what the worst part of this is for me? It's the audacity. Like, he came to pick her up for the date, and I know that because he then also said he wasn't going to give her a ride home. He showed up for their date looking busted, hair disheveled, beard scraggly, in his stretched out neck hole Goodwill Looney Tunes shirt.
Yes.
And she still gave him the opportunity to take her on a date and woo her at the Applebee's. But Mr. can't even do the bare minimum, would rather try and extort sex from her. Oh, you're not going to give it to me? Not paying for your meal, and you can walk home? Really? That dude is a predator. Consent is the bare fucking minimum. It is not the goal. It is the starting point. Anything outside of enthusiastic consent should be a no-go.
You're really gonna make me pay? You're really gonna make me pay?
You looking for some ass?
No.
Well, anyway.
So there's so many things that are crazy about this. One is that if you go watch the video, the receipt was for Applebee's. You're demanding some ass for Applebee's? You thought Applebee's was the thing that was going to say, yeah, I'm gonna put it down. What? And also, sir, are you serious? Just say you couldn't afford the bill and move on. Just say you broke and move on. And then he had the audacity to try to leave her in the restaurant and say he was not taking her home. Some of y'all need to take a deep look at yourself, both internally but also externally, and understand you're not that guy. Stop listening to Kavisha Samletta because she got y'all messed up out here.
You're really gonna make. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
It is the audacity for me. You mean to tell me this ninja didn't want to pay $42 because this woman would not give him sex? First of all, if you have enough game, then sex is very free. Second of all, $42, bruh? Not only that, he basically tells her he's not taking her home because she won't have sex with him. So you're gonna hold her hostage to get sex? How desperate are you, dog? Shit like this is why women are done dating. Let me tell you something. Regardless of whatever the outcome was on any first date I've ever been on, I always paid for the first date. I'm still stuck in that $42, man. God damn.
You're taking me home. He's making me pay for my food because I won't have sex with him.
Before I give my opinion on this, we need to run through something real quick. So if you watch the video, you'll hear the waiter say that the guy's bill was $15, okay? So the guy got a $15 meal. That's great. Guess how much this woman's bill was compared to his? Please guess. Guess how much money she spent compared to him. All right? You got the number? You're wrong. This bitch spent $42. That is 3 times the amount of what he ordered. So it's clear to me that since she ordered $42 compared to his $15, that she saw this man as nothing but free dinner, just free food. And it's also clear that the man saw the woman as nothing but an opportunity to get play. We are currently witnessing a man and woman objectify each other at the exact same time. This is poetic.
He's making me pay for my food because I want. So you're not going to pay for my food? Are you serious?
I get it. I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, do not. So you're not going to pay for my food? Are you serious?
I get it. I gotta go to the bathroom.
No, do not. So you're not going to pay.
All right, you guys.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asking you.
You're really going to make me pay?
You gonna get some ass?
No.
Well, anyways, man, here go the 2. She's not gonna give you what? No ass. That's crazy.
Man.
Wait.
Are you?
I'm gonna pay the 15. At least show a kneecap.
Fuck you.
See, that's your problem. You don't want to. That's your problem.
Yeah. He's really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how you get home?
You're fucking taking me home. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
You want to give that to Mariah?
No. You're taking me home.
I think you heat up the food.
All right, you guys. He's not making me. He's making me pay for my food because I won't have sex with him. That's a sad shame. Look at this man. Don't ever go out with him. Don't give him your number. Just fucking run.
Y'all hoes is hungry.
I don't know. I'm disgusted.
I could keep going on, but I figured that was enough. But okay, there's some good news to this. One, this is a skit. Those 2 are husband and wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, something like that. Yeah, she either forgot to put the disclaimer, or she wanted honest reactions from people. But some people, if they know that it's a skit, their answers would be different, or their reactions would be. But a lot of people said, once they realized that, well, yeah, it's good as a skit, but I've seen enough of it happen in real time that the reactions everybody have is for real.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That shit was crazy. I still think that he should have paid, even though who told him to just order $15? He should have said he was broke and he couldn't take it out. Just because you only want to order $15 doesn't mean the woman, what if the woman is, she always got used to a lavish lifestyle. She likes good quality food that she wants to order and a nice drink and dessert. If you get all three of those, that might be like $40 or $50, I don't see anything wrong with ozone is only $42. What you mean? If you would have went to like a 5-star restaurant, you would have been paying like $200 to $300. I can't. I don't understand these people nowadays.
Oh yeah,
And
they
this,
want to jump on the price that her order's 42 and his is 15.
and that second guy talking about when you're dating, both people have sex and relationship on their mind. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so what? But you still go out on a date. So you telling me I shouldn't go on a date if I don't plan on sleeping with him? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. And okay. Oh shoot, I should have played it a little longer. There was other ladies who was like taking this as a teacher moment, because I was taught this too, where okay, one lady said her mom told her to always have Vex money. So
Yes,
when he vex you
that's
with
me.
that bull crap, you throw the money down and you that you pay for your meal and walk away. My grandfather always taught me, and my mom, but more my grandfather. Grandfather first mentioned it. I just double check with my mom. That you always have money to pay for your food, in case you run into one of these Negroes who try to use the fact that he paid for your meal to coerce you to having sex or guilt you into having sex. Also, the same thing to have money for a cab, although nowadays it's Uber and Lyft. Um, but
But you're right.
or the call for help. Well, that's a, wait a minute,
Yes, a
that's the
quarter
reason
to
for the 2 rolls of quarters.
yes, a
Hmm.
quarter to call for help. Always have your Vex money. Even when you're married, my friend used to always say always have to have some Vex money set aside, just in case something happened. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's true though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now we got Lyfts, now we got Uber.
Hmm.
Or
Yeah.
you really
Or
need to
you
just
got your own car. So that's why on the first date you go in your car, you meet them there. Okay. Oh, and there was some women that was saying, wait, wait, wait. When he came there to pick you up, or and he came in there in that Looney Tune loose collar shirt, didn't shave or neaten up or do anything with his hair. You should have closed the door right on him and didn't go out on the date.
facts.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
It's
she should
a,
never entertained him.
hmm yeah, because if they you know, and let's see. What was the other things that was being said? Well, yeah, that was the red flags. Oh, and another one says communication. She says, okay, before you even get in the car, you should have a discussion. Hey, how are we doing this? Are you paying for it? Are we gonna be doing 50-50? Are we gonna be splitting the tab, or we pay our own? We pay for our own meal. What? And then he would and the same thing about the sex thing. Hey, if you because I heard the stories about if you order lobster or if you order a certain amount, The guy's going to be expecting sex. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's all things you gotta consider. All things we gotta teach our daughters. Communicate. Go in your own vehicle. Meet your date there. Always have money to pay for your meal. Don't order what you cannot afford. Pay for your meal. Pay for a ride. Whatever. In case you get as my great aunt like to say, in case you get a jackass. But anyway, so let's leave off on that note. You know, that sometimes what men want is not exactly what a woman want, and you got to prepare yourself for either one, because sometimes they just want sex. Sometimes they want, as one says, sex in a relationship, but you don't get to there's not as many gentlemen out there, although some of the men's feedback will let me know that there's more gentlemen out there than we think. So thank y'all for coming out. Peace, power, and unity. And we're gonna leave out with some music. Oh, wrong one. Sorry about that, y'all. That was something else. All right, so now we're gonna go out with some music.